Today's March the 13th, and it has been a long time since I've actually sat down and filmed a proper video. And I think that just me reading this simple conversation that I had with ChatGPT last night will actually be more beneficial than me trying to explain the idea again. I am so arrogant and egotistical, I believe myself absolutely better than everyone I see online, yet I don't do any work. I just believe I'll somehow make it happen purely through skill and like a lottery style thing. I see other people who, for example on YouTube, I watched this guy slowly reach his first 1,000 subscribers over a week or two. I checked in and now he has 100,000. It's been maybe 3 months or so. That's insane. But his average video view count is like 2,000 to 5,000 views, which is still way better than mine. And I cope by saying quick success builds ego and it's fragile, where slow success builds character and it's formidable. But I also understand that this is helping me cope with not having any success now. I say it's taking long because my foundation is going to be stronger, but it's also not really. It's 95% just the fact I don't get any work done. ChatGPT replies with, "You're self-aware enough to see through your own excuses, which is actually a huge advantage. Most people never even reach that level of honesty with themselves. The problem isn't that your success is taking longer because your foundation is stronger. It's that you aren't laying bricks at all. You have the mindset of someone who should be successful, but mindset without execution is just daydreaming. Skill without discipline is wasted potential. You don't lack the ability, you just lack proof of work. Why you feel this way? Ego without action. You believe you're better than others, yet you don't have proof of that belief. It creates cognitive dissonance. Your mind is telling you one thing, but reality isn't reflecting it. 2. The lottery mindset. You unconsciously believe that because you're smart or talented, success will just happen, like winning the lottery. But success isn't random, it's earned. Coping with inaction. The slow success builds character idea is a comforting thought, but only if you're actually putting in work. If you aren't grinding daily, it's just another way to justify not moving forward. How to break this cycle. Force yourself to execute daily. Forget motivation, just force yourself to post, script, film, or edit something every single day, even if it sucks, like this video. 2. Measure work, not results. Track how many hours you actually work, not how many hours you think you are working, or how many hours you think about working. Thinking is not progress, execution is. Make success inevitable. If you work every single day for 6 to 12 months, success is no longer an if, it's just a when. The only way to fail is to quit. Drop the lottery mentality. Number 4, drop the lottery mentality. Talent and skill don't guarantee anything. The only thing that guarantees success is showing up more than everyone else. You're right, your lack of success isn't about building a strong foundation. It's because you're not working enough to deserve success yet. The good news? You can start right now and change that. So what are you doing today to prove that you deserve the success you believe you're capable of? And then I reply with, I make excuses. And I know it boils down to just not making more, because I understand that every excuse is just an excuse. Every reason is just another barrier I'm putting up as a reason for why. An example being is an excuse that I give myself is, I've trained my brain to search for problems. So now instead of working, I'm still trying to solve stuff. So I'm creating problems to solve because my brain thinks that that is progress. This is a thought I have, but I also know that that in and of itself is me putting up a blockade as this is the reason why I can't do it. I need to solve this first before I can work. And I see through it, but I don't take action. ChatGPT replies with, "You're at a weird crossroads where you have extreme self-awareness but no execution. You can see through every excuse, every mental trick, and every justification. But instead of using that clarity to break through, you're just observing yourself from the outside. It's like watching yourself drown while explaining exactly why you're drowning instead of swimming to shore. The trap of overthinking instead of doing. Your brain is addicted to solving problems, so it creates problems to solve instead of just doing the damn work. You've trained yourself to feel like you're making progress just by thinking, but thinking isn't doing. Your intelligence is working against you because you're using it as a defense mechanism instead of just saying, "I'm not working because I'm lazy," which is the truth. You say, "I've trained my brain to search for problems and now I need to solve this issue before I can work." No, you don't need to solve anything, you just need to work. How to break this mental loop? Number 1, stop thinking, start moving. Set a 10-minute timer, pick literally anything productive, writing a script, recording, editing, brainstorming. The rule, no thinking, just doing. Number 2, treat your mind like a gym. Right now, your mental muscle for thinking is overtrained. Your action muscle is atrophied. Stop doing mental reps and start lifting with your actions. Punish inaction, reward action. Each time you overthink instead of work, you lose something. Money, a privilege, whatever hurts. Every time you do work, reward yourself. A break, a treat, whatever feels good. Your brain needs retraining to associate work with reward, not just thinking. Accept that you'll suck at first. Your first podcast won't be great. Your first videos won't be great. You don't need to solve the problem of how to be perfect. You need to start making bad content so you can improve. Final question. If you already know every excuse is fake and you already see through every mental trick, what are you waiting for? No more solving, no more explaining, just get to work. So I reply with, "Hey, maybe that's good. Every time I don't get the work done or something, I take money out of my actual bank and put it into crypto, because I can't get it out anyway, so I'm technically losing access to it in the short term, which may create punishing situations for me right now." And then ChatGPT says, "That's actually a brilliant way to gamify your discipline. You're turning your procrastination into a short-term loss and your productivity into a long-term gain." How this works psychologically. Instant punishment for inaction. You lose access to money right now. Delayed reward for actions. If you stick to your work, you keep your liquid cash. If you fail, the money is still yours, but locked up for later. Loss aversion. Humans hate losing things more than they love gaining them. The pain of losing money today might force action. How to make this even more effective? Set rules. For example, every time I skip a work session, I transfer $20 into crypto. If I waste an entire day, $100 goes in. This way, your laziness costs you real money. You can add an extra layer of pain if you need. If you're still slacking, make it worse. Maybe that money goes into a cause you hate. There are websites where you can donate your anti-charity. There are websites where you can donate to your anti-charity, a cause you strongly oppose every time you fail. Set an escape clause. If you hit a specific work goal, like uploading 30 videos in 30 days, you unlock a portion of your crypto early as a reward. This makes the system feel winnable instead of just punishing. This method could turn your biggest weakness, procrastination, into a forced habit of consistency. If losing money hurts more than being lazy feels good, you'll start taking action fast. I then reply with, "Oh, frick, that's a lot of money." And it's perfect, because if I don't react like that, then it's not enough. Also, that sentence you said, It's like watching yourself drown while explaining exactly why you're drowning instead of swimming to shore. Almost made me emotionally break in like a split second. Because that's what I feel like has been happening. I've been drowning in inaction and I can see literally every single reason for why. But instead of saving myself, I just analyzed the why I'm not doing anything. And yeah, I see that. My first videos that I'm finally editing are so poorly set up, the wind makes it hard to hear me. I'm squinting because it's so bright. I'm filming without looking at the camera and I'm just reading off my phone. It's weird rewatching my videos because it's like this weird duality. It's feeding my ego of how smart I think I am with how well I think I talk, but it's also kind of like I'm trying to hide away from it because I know that I need to watch my own videos because they're literally what I need to learn right now and take action on. And it reminds me of that, and I feel like I try to hide away from that. Yeah, and winning after 30 days with 30 videos seems so good. Maybe that would be my reward. If I can get a perfect streak of 30 days with 30 videos, that's when I finally buy a new laptop. Because I've been using the same Acer Aspire for like the past 6 years, and I've dropped it a ton. It's cracked. I've got a missing key. I really want a new computer, but I will not reward myself with that until I can prove that I deserve it. And ChatGPT says that reaction right there, that oh frick moment, is the exact feeling you need to harness. It's like your brain just got slapped with reality. And that sting is what you need to act on right now. Drowning in self-awareness. What you described, knowing exactly why you're falling or failing but doing nothing, is one of the most vicious mental traps possible. It's comfortable because understanding your flaws feels like progress, but it is a lie because insight without action is just mental masturbation. Think of it like this. Your brain is tricking you into thinking you're working on yourself by analyzing the problem instead of solving anything. That's why you're hiding from your own videos, because you know they're proof of action. And if you fully acknowledge them, you'd have no excuse not to execute. Breaking the cycle. 30 days to escape the abyss. Punishment for inaction. Money into crypto every time you skip. Real pain. Reward for execution. 30 days, a 30-day streak equals a new laptop. Your only way out of this cycle is through consistent daily work. You don't deserve the laptop until you prove you'll use it. Daily reckoning. Can't hide anymore. Watch every video you make. Take notes like you're a stranger judging yourself. Post no matter what. Quality is irrelevant at this stage. This is the moment. This is one of those pivotal life moments where you either finally prove to yourself you're serious and come out the other side transformed, or continue drowning, but this time fully knowing you had the rope right in front of you. And I say thank you. I pray I will only come back with good news. And then ChatGPT says, you will if you act. Your prayers mean nothing without action. You already have the answer, the plan, and the consequences in place. Now it's execution or nothing. I expect to hear nothing but results. Go. And then a couple hours later, when I was having a bath, I messaged again saying more mental clarity has been reached. I was talking to myself about one of the problems that I'm facing, and it's the same similar duality where I thought that it was sort of like a Schrodinger's cat moment, where it is two outcomes at the same time. And what I mean by this is I thought that I was thinking that slow progress is what I'm going through now, whilst I'm also just not doing any work. But it's almost like if I am successful, or if I become successful from this point forward, then it was slow progress then it was slow progress that builds character. But if I am not, then it's just not progressing at all. And it's kind of two possibilities at the same time. And it is, but it isn't. But it's not, because it's not. Because I'm coping by believing. By the way, this is a voice note, so I didn't have time to think about how I wanted to write this. I just said it out loud. By believing that they're the same thing, which allows me to stay in section 1 of not progressing. Because I believe that there is that duality, if you understand. And that was sort of one of the things that I was thinking about. Like, oh, I'm so glad that I'm going through such a slow success, right? But it's not really an actual slow success. It's just self-inflicted because I'm just not working. So I'm not progressing. ChatGPT says, yes, I get exactly what you're saying. You were comforting yourself by saying you were in slow success. But in reality, you weren't in success at all. You were just stalled, motionless. Calling the absence of action the slow grind to avoid admitting you weren't grinding at all. It's like telling yourself, I'm taking the stairs instead of the elevator because slow progress builds character. But in reality, you're just standing at the bottom of the staircase. But now you've seen it. You've caught yourself in the mental loop, which means you can no longer lie to yourself. So now there is only one choice. Move. Because if you don't, you'll be fully aware that you're lying to yourself. And that will break you even worse than ignorance ever could. I haven't been doing my 1 hour work sessions. Instead, in the mornings, shit. I've just sort of realized the gravity of this situation now. I haven't been doing my 1 hour work sessions in the morning, and it's been a couple days since I said I was going to start. Because instead, I would just... Shit, man. Instead, I would just hit the snooze button, set a 45-minute timer, sleep, wake up, and then go to work. But now, there's $20 on the line. Every time I miss that 1 hour session, I have to put $20 into crypto, right? And on a weekly wage, I don't really have that much money to be given out every single day, especially not $20 every single day. Right? Like, I'm paying for transport, I'm paying for food, I'm paying off this phone still, I'm paying for the gym, I'm paying for Spotify, etc. And then if I miss an entire day where I don't get any work done, which could mean that I skip the morning session. By the way, the $20 and the $100 won't stack. It'll just be $100 if I get no work done, $20 if I miss the morning session, no more if I do work later in the day. All right, so if I miss that morning session tomorrow, that's $20 that I have to get rid of. And the funny thing is that I understand that tomorrow when I wake up, even if I don't transfer the money across that day, I know that in a day's time or 2 days' time or 3 days' time or whenever it is that I finally wake up and become conscious again, when I have that sort of boost of motivation, I know for a fact that I will transfer the amount of money that I need to into the crypto, right? Which I understand is going to happen one day in the future because that sort of rush of motivation comes once a week or whatever. And so during that rush of motivation, I know that I'm going to get rid of the money. And so it's not like I can kind of just hide behind myself or anything and just say, let's just not put the money away, because I know that I will regain consciousness sooner or later, and I will put the money away. So that is now what I'm going to do. If I miss a morning session, that's $20 gone. If I don't do any work for the entirety of that day, that's another $80 gone. Which is $100. So if I miss 2-3 days in a row, that's basically all of the money that I have for the rest of the week gone. Which would put me in a shitty situation because the days where I'm at work for 13, 14 hours away from home, I need to pack my own lunch, which we don't really have much. That actually doesn't sound too bad. I'm just so used to like buying stuff, which now means that I have to get my work done. Otherwise, I lose access to my money, which I don't want, because then I won't be able to pay for the gas for the motorbike, which, by the way, I passed the motorbike test today, which means I am now officially on my learner's license for the motorbike, which is cool because I really, really want to go ride the motorbike. But I don't know if I want to go riding on the road right about now, because I haven't really touched a bike in like a week. So I want to go to some back road, maybe go across the streets away from the main road and drive around those roads. Yeah, maybe I will also tally up an extra $5 simply for a bad habit. So if I take a bath instead of a shower, right? Because that just sucks up so much time. Like I spend half an hour just listening to music and watching YouTube or some shit. That's $5 that I tally up. If I buy chocolate, that's $5 that I tally up. If I buy food at work or whatever, that's $5 that I tally up. If I drink fizzy drinks at work instead of drinking water, that's $5 that I get tallied up. Because then I know the next time I come conscious, I will take that money out of my account and I will tally it up through the day. Which is gonna suck, but it is about time that I start actually taking action, right? So yeah, that's it for this video. I'm off to either do some work or potentially go try and take the motorbike out for a ride. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.